Poetry is my release, my shield from all grief, my refuge to which I retreat when this world is too much for me. These phrases on these pages, the language my mind speaks, metaphors and similes, poetic elements, I just breathe. My name is Jonathan Walton. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you this evening. This poem is titled Open Hands. Have you ever needed someone to be there and they were? Have you ever needed someone to be there and they weren't? I'm not talking about a witness or someone capturing what's happening on their phone. I'm talking about someone capable of bearing the burden, someone able to share the load, to get up under your yoke and say, I know, I'm here with you. And I'll be here with you, win or lose. You won't be alone. And that's a win in itself, isn't it? Have you ever needed someone to be there and they were? And not just there to talk, but to listen, open-handed, open-hearted, even open-walleted, because love and justice are always costly. We all know that almost always means money, because it costs to be poor. And liberation always costs more. That's especially true when it comes to the law, isn't it? See, somewhere someone is opening a letter, or just got served. A case has been caught. Charges may or may not have been dropped. A civil suit dismissed? Definitely not. And now someone is on one end of the phone in need of a person on the other who understands that the system is broken and almost always rigged against them. We've seen enough movies to know how this works. Children from the border representing themselves. Immigrants educated in another language unable to decipher this English. Black and brown or impoverished bodies gavelled back into shackles in night court. Adults and teens on one side of computer screens while custody and conviction are negotiated over Zoom and Microsoft Teams. This is where we are. As futures and dreams are shared and shuttled back and forth like internet memes in an under-resourced ecosystem that sees its injustice, and they just get rebranded and sold as inefficiencies. As a person made in the image of God becomes a case, numbers, an indictment, an arraignment, a defendant, a plaintiff. And many of us sleep well at night and consent to this arrangement because only 17% of us interact with law enforcement anyway. But what of the mother fighting a slumlord to fix her kitchen sink, or the foster kid whose checks keep disappearing, the man who can't get his unemployment, or the elder who is holding a notice for eviction because he is now on permanent disability? Men, women, non-binary, looking for legal services, in need of someone with the right skills to help them bear the burden. Some open hands from open arms, with open hearts and open minds that seek to do no harm and understand the law. Because we all know what it's like to need someone and they were there, or to need someone and they weren't. So let's work together to ensure that every daughter or son made in the image of God has someone to help them navigate the struggle, and they can call and get their someone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you this evening. I hope that you will take this opportunity to pray, to give, to partner, so that New York City can be just a little more loving, a little more just, and definitely good for everyone who calls this place home.